You are not dragged there. You fall. One moment, you exist in the world you know. The next, your soul is plunging into a darkness so absolute it feels solid. There is no air, only fire. There is no sound, only screams. This isn't a nightmare. This is what a Spanish nun was shown in 1922. And her testimony is a warning that the modern world has desperately tried to forget. Her name was Sister Josefa Menendez. She wasn't a theologian or a scholar. She was a humble coadjutrix sister in a convent in Poitiers, France. Her life was meant to be one of hidden prayer and simple service. But heaven, it seems, had a different, terrifying mission for her. She was chosen to be a witness, a visitor to a place from which no one returns. She was asked to experience hell, not for a moment, but over and over again, for nearly a year. Why? So she could write it all down, so she could tell the world exactly what awaits a soul that rejects God's mercy. If you believe these testimonies serve as crucial warnings for humanity, take a moment to subscribe. You won't want to miss the revelations we uncover. Her first descent was sudden, violent. She described it not as a journey, but as an instant arrival. The soul, she wrote, plunges into the abyss the moment it is judged. Weighed down by its own sin, there is no gentle transition. There is only the shock of eternal separation. She found herself in a vast, cavernous space, filled with a fire that gave no light. Think about that. A fire that burns with unimaginable intensity, yet produces only a terrifying, suffocating darkness. The only light came from the bodies of the damned themselves, which glowed like red-hot coals, forever burning but never consumed. Hell is not a place of chaotic movement. It is a prison of absolute stillness. Sister Josefa saw that the damned are confined to niches, like bodies in a morgue, unable to move a single finger. They are eternally fixed in a position of torment. Imagine the agony of being unable to shift your weight, to shield your eyes, to do anything but endure the pain for all eternity. This physical paralysis is a perfect mirror of their spiritual state. They are forever fixed in their final, hateful choice against God. There is no possibility of change, no hope of relief, just the unending, static moment of their damnation. But the silence of their bodies was drowned out by the noise of their souls. Sister Josefa heard constant, horrifying sounds. Not just screams of pain, but something far worse. Screams of hatred and despair. She heard unending blasphemies against God, curses against the saints, and venomous accusations against each other. Every soul blamed others for their damnation. A daughter cursed her father. A husband cursed his wife. They tore at each other with words of pure malice, each one a source of torment for the other. It's a symphony of hatred, where every note is a new and deeper form of suffering. Every sense is tortured. The eyes see only darkness, monstrous forms, and the horrifying sight of other damned souls. The ears hear only accusations and blasphemy. The sense of smell is overwhelmed by an indescribable stench of rot, decay, and sin, a putrefaction that suffocates the soul. A constant, burning thirst gnaws at them, a thirst that can never be quenched. Every part of the body that was used for sin on earth becomes a specific instrument of torture in hell. The hands that stole, the mouth that lied, the eyes that looked with lust, they all burn with a special intensity, a divine and terrible justice. Perhaps the cruelest torment of all is memory. The damned are forced to remember, with perfect clarity, every single grace God offered them during their lives, every opportunity for confession, every nudge of their conscience, every moment of potential repentance. They remember the family that prayed for them, the sacraments they ignored, the simple joys of the world they traded for sin, and they see, with agonizing clarity, how easy it would have been to choose heaven. This memory is not a comfort. It is a worm that gnaws at them for eternity. The constant, maddening realization of what could have been. They are tormented by the memory of a love they freely rejected. One of the most terrifying visions Sister Josefa recorded was that of a damned priest. His torment was unique, magnified by the sacred office he held. His tongue, which had once spoken the words of consecration, now burned with a special fire for the lies and sacrileges it had uttered. His hands, anointed to bless and absolve, were instruments of excruciating pain. He was forced to eternally relive the bad confessions he'd heard without giving proper counsel, the masses he'd celebrated in a state of mortal sin. His cry was the most chilling. "I am a priest, I am damned, and my damnation will be deeper than that of others, for the treasures I held in my hands and squandered." It's a stark reminder that to whom much is given, much will be required. She didn't only see priests. She saw countless souls from every walk of life. She saw young people damned for sins of impurity, who thought their actions had no consequences. They were now trapped in a pit of filth, their bodies forever tormented by the very passions they refused to control. She saw the wealthy, damned for their indifference to the poor and their love of money. Their greed was now an insatiable fire in their hearts. She saw the lukewarm, those who weren't terrible people, but simply drifted through life without a thought for God. Their eternal punishment was a state of utter, agonizing emptiness, a void where God's love should have been. Her visions paint a clear picture. It's not just monstrous acts that lead to hell, but a consistent, comfortable life of ignoring God. During her visions, the devil himself would speak to Sister Josefa. His goal wasn't just to frighten her, but to deceive her. His central message, the one he repeats to all souls, is this: your sin is too great. God will never forgive you. It's too late. He tries to make them despair. He wants them to believe that God's mercy has a limit. This, according to the visions, is Satan's masterstroke. He knows that as long as a soul trusts in God's mercy, it cannot be lost. But if he can convince a soul to despair, to give up, to believe it is unforgivable, then he has won. The greatest sin is not the evil we commit, but the prideful belief that our evil is stronger than God's infinite goodness. So why? Why would a loving God allow this humble nun to suffer so terribly? The answer came directly from Christ in her visions. He told her, "It is not my wish that souls should be lost. I show you this, not for you, but for the world. I want souls to see that my mercy is infinitely greater than their wickedness. I want them to understand that one act of perfect contrition, one moment of true trust, is enough to cancel a lifetime of sin." The visions of hell were never meant to be the final word. They were the dark background against which the brilliance of divine mercy could be seen more clearly. It's a cosmic wake-up call, a desperate plea from heaven for souls to turn back before it is too late. In a world that preaches, "Follow your heart and you are perfect as you are," this message is more vital than ever. We've been sold a comfortable lie, that a loving God would never allow a place like hell to exist. We've redefined sin as a personal choice with no eternal consequences. Sister Josefa's testimony cuts through that noise like a thunderclap. It reminds us that our choices have infinite weight. That love, real love, respects our freedom so much that it will allow us to choose separation. Hell isn't a place God sends people. It's the place people choose when they consistently and finally reject His love. The warning is this: do not mistake God's patience for His absence. The story doesn't end in darkness. The entire purpose of these revelations was to highlight the path away from damnation. That path is mercy. Sister Josefa's writings are filled with Christ's pleas for souls to simply trust Him, to come to the sacrament of confession, no matter how great their sins, to receive the Eucharist, to simply say, "From the heart, Lord, have mercy on me, a sinner." This isn't about earning salvation through fear, but accepting a free gift through love and humility. The horrors she saw are real, but they are not inevitable. They are one side of a choice, and the other side is an ocean of mercy, waiting to flood any soul that will simply open the door. In the end, Sister Josefa Menendez's testimony leaves us with a single, unavoidable question, not about God, but about ourselves. We have been shown the two paths. We have been warned of the consequences and promised mercy. Knowing all this, what will we choose? What do you think is the most forgotten or ignored sin in our modern world? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Reflect on it, because that choice is the only thing that truly matters.